All right, y'all, another video review for you. So a lot of my friends have been on this CZ P-01 train for a very, very long time, and they've told me constantly, like, hey man, like, you need to get on this, like, you got to try these P-01s. And you know, I've had CZ75s before. I've tried the Shadow 2. I didn't really like the look of like the 75 Compact or the PCR. But all my friends were saying, yeah, P-01, that's where it's at. So finally I caved and I got one myself. And not through really, you know, I had to wait a long time actually to find one of these. Of course, you know, CZ P-01 right here. And the reason why I had to wait kind of a long time to find one is because these things are actually a little hard to find, honestly. I guess they really are just that popular, or maybe they don't make a whole lot of them, or CZ just imports them in batches, which is, I think, probably more the case, because these are of course, made overseas. And there you go. Really a handsome-looking piece, honestly. The thing that always kind of bugged me still about CZs is the, oh gosh, let me get something to point with here. The front of the dust cover here doesn't quite, it's not covered for some reason. The rails are exposed for whatever reason. That always kind of bugged me, but functionality wise it doesn't really have any impact. But yeah, P-01. So you ask anybody on Reddit, online, whatever, they will sing praises about the P-01 being like one of the best carry guns. Nice, you know, like a Glock 19 size pistol, do-it-all kind of pistol. And honestly, from the short time that I've had with it, I would actually be inclined to agree. I expected this to be a lot more snappy than it was, honestly. And yeah, it just, everything about it was surprised me, honestly. There are certain things I expected to feel, see, experience from this pistol, but it has exceeded my expectations in a good way. So, but yeah, another interesting thing I noticed here when I picked this up as well is that, of course, CZ has acquired Colt, and you can absolutely see that as well here on the import mark. If you see right there, it actually says, there's a bit of oil mark there, but you can kind of see it. It says CZ USA, Hartford, Connecticut. Now, what else is in Hartford, Connecticut? Oh yeah, that's right, Colt headquarters. Wow, that's pretty cool. So this is a interesting like timestamp, I guess, if you think about it, because of course the older P-01s are not going to say Hartford on there. The newer ones will, up until the point where Colt and CZ kind of go their own ways. If they do, who knows? But definitely a mark of a newer P-01 or CZ firearm like this will have the Hartford, Connecticut import mark. So I thought that was pretty cool. And years and years and years down the road, that might be a nice little historical mark. So, but yeah, this is the non-Omega model, as you can tell by having the fixed decocker there, and also for the fact that it doesn't say Omega on the slide. So, when I ordered this, honestly, I actually wasn't sure what model I was going to get, because I ordered it from Family Firearms, and I know they do list like the SKU numbers on there, but I had already ordered it before I even looked at the SKU, because I was like, nah, P-01, Omega, not Omega model, it's not really going to matter to me all that much, because the older 75 that I had was in fact an Omega model, and I didn't really notice any particular huge differences with it versus a non-Omega 75, so whatever. But yeah, this one came with the national stock number, so that's pretty cool too. Nice little touch there. The sights on this are the luminescent, so they're not true night sights. You kind of have to hit them with some light to get them to glow. So very similar to like HK, like P30s, VP9s. It's the same kind of idea. So yeah, decocker only model. Totally fine with me too, because with double single action pistols like this, I'm used to like M9s, for instance, where you hit the decocker and flip it back up. So to me, that's, yeah, no big deal. Even with my old 75 that had the manual safety, I didn't feel any kind of way by carrying it, you know, cocked and locked with the hammer back, safety on, holster, no big deal. So there's that. I did replace the grip screw, or screws rather. This is kind of like a stainless Torx head rather than the usual screw Phillips head, because I really don't, I've never liked the Phillips head look of the grip screws on the CZ pistols, so I changed that out. I also knew that the grip screws on these things are notoriously rust prone. Pretty much everyone I've met that has a P-01 or a 75 has had rust build up on their grip screws, and I think that's kind of a bad look. It looks, I don't know, it's rusty, right? Grips on this, of course, are the rubber, which I actually prefer these a lot better than these like stock plastic ones that come on the full-size 75s. I don't know what it is about stock 75 grips on the full-size pistols. I absolutely hate them. I don't like the what do you call it, like the ergonomics of it, the shape of it. But these ones, oddly enough, work out very, very well. And I absolutely love how this pistol feels in my hand. Just feels great. What I really like too is the ledge right here. So this little ledge that's on the top of the grips there, absolutely love resting my thumb on it like that. And that makes for a very, very comfortable hold. It just kind of, it works perfectly for me. And the thing, there's a lot of course, aftermarket accessories and parts and grips for these kinds of things. I mean, Cajun Gun Works pretty much made their business off of these things, right? I tried some thin aluminum grips on this already, and I have since returned them because they were too thin. They were just a little too small. So the gun just felt, it didn't quite fit my hand as well as these rubber ones. So honestly, I'm probably going to stick with these just basic factory rubber grips. And if lock grips, I'm pretty sure they do have like a G10 like palm swell version that kind of has like the same kind of swelling, like I guess texture or form of these factory rubber grips. I might give those a shot because I really do like the blue grips that I've had on my other pistols in the past, and so I kind of want to do that again for this one. Now, if they had like dark blue rubber grips, that would be even better. But maybe I can find some additional surplus, I don't know, factory ones, rubbers like this, maybe try to dye them or something. I don't know. But anyway, there's a ton of aftermarket accessories for these CZ pistols, of course, as I mentioned. Cajun Gun Works, that comes to mind for a lot of people, but I don't really think I'm going to Cajunize this one, at least not right now anyways. I tried a friend of mine, he had a P-01 that was definitely Cajunized, and while it was a nice upgrade, and the trigger was really, really good, and had the nice optic cut and everything, he had all the bells and whistles. The amount of money that you had to spend in order to get it to that point, honestly, I didn't really think it was, well, it's not worth it to me right now at this moment. So the gun shoots perfectly fine factory stock as it is. So I am very used to 75 style triggers and shooting 75 style guns. So to me, this felt just like literally a smaller version of it. Felt just like home, as it should, I would hope. So yeah, so the shooting for this, honestly, like not a lot of recoil, considering the size of this too. When I compared this to some other similar pistols that I had, so like my HK P-2000 or my Beretta 92X Compact or my Glock 19 build, they were pretty much all the same size as this, which is pretty impressive when you think about that. This is holding 15 rounds, and arguably, yeah, this is a little thicker, fatter gun than like a P-2000 is, definitely. But considering the size and shape and format and everything, they're really not that different when it comes to size and even weight, actually. Despite this having an aluminum frame, the weight between like a 92X Compact, P320 Compact, a Glock 19, HK P2000, whatever, right? It's really not that much different. So what CZ has been able to do with this P-01 is actually pretty darn impressive, I would say. So it fills me with a lot of confidence, So for shooting characteristics, yeah, not a whole lot of recoil, very, very controllable, very manageable. It's not as controllable or as flat shooting as my full-size 75, of course. That just kind of goes with the territory. There's not as much weight or mass to eat up the recoil. Not that there's much recoil at all to begin with. It's only 9mm. But yeah, I've had zero reliability issues through this. I've put about 500-600 total rounds through this right now. And I'm definitely going to put a lot more through it because this is a very, very fun gun to shoot. I love shooting this thing. It's great. But yeah, I've tried all kinds of different things. I tried hollow points. I tried some plus P rounds. I've tried some steel case ammunition, some of the last of my steel case ammo that I actually have, and fed everything perfectly, even with the aftermarket mags that I have. So these Metgar ones with the blue followers, I've been using those a ton because the gun only comes with 2 magazines, and if you look anywhere, the full like 15 round magazines for these things are freaking like impossible to find. Like I guess everybody's just buying them. These things must be so popular that everyone's just buying them, I guess. Now you can get the full size 75 Metgar mags all day long. It's not hard, but getting the compact size ones that fit these, I could not find any anywhere. So thankfully, when I went to my favorite gun store here in town, I was like, hey, you guys got any CZ75 compact magazines? And they said, yeah, sure. So I was looking through the crates and everything, and what do you know? I found like 5, 6, 7, you know, of these magazines just laying in there. So I bought a whole bunch of them, and now I am set for mags on this, which is, you know, lucky me, because like I said, they're very, very hard to find. So for accuracy, the accuracy was a little difficult for me to start with, just because the this sight picture is really not my favorite, honestly. It's your usual kind of 3-dot. They're kind of small and I would say not very precise. Of course, a shorter sight radius as well compared to a full-size 75. Now, full-size 75 that I had the same sights, and I was very accurate with that. But of course, you know, longer sight radius, so this is much shorter. Accuracy, I was able to get about, you know, 2.5 inches at 25, all the way up to 3 inches. That's my usual accuracy with this, so not too bad for slow fire. Rapid fire, of course, is much worse than that, but you know, I'd be happy to just keep it within a 4 to 6 inch group at 25 yards at rapid fire. That'd be nice. But slowing down, taking my time, yeah, it was right around the 2.5 to 3 inch group, which is not my best shooting with pistols, but considering the size format and my relative inexperience with this particular platform in this size format, not bad at all. Another thing I like too is the accessory rail there. Of course, you can put all your favorite gadgets on there. And one particular fit I've really been liking with this, and I did the majority of my shooting with the P-01 with this TLR7 here. You can see that's a very nice trim flat package here, and I don't know, it fits well. It looks like it fits, you know, it's handsome. And of course, I'm sure you could get a proper holster for this, either inside the waistband or outside. This is a very nice, complete package, I think. And I believe any of the TLR7s will fit this way as well. This is a bit of an older model. I bought this one, I don't know how many years ago now. I know they've got like TLR7As, they got X's, they got, you know, whatever letter of the alphabet you want. I'm sure they got it. But yeah, nice handy little light here. And of course, I've seen some dudes put like Surefire X300s that are like this huge, and you know, they're gigantic and stuff. I mean, I'm sure you can do that. I don't personally like it when the weapon light extends past the dust cover myself. I don't know, I don't like that look very much, but some dudes do. So I mean, you can absolutely do that, of course, because you have your rail there. I do like the fact as well that it's towards the front rather than Glock, which like has it in the middle or some crazy crap like that. It's just, to me, it never made a whole lot of sense. Like, oh yeah, some small pistols will have multiple pick rail cuts here at the bottom of the dust cover, but it doesn't really make any sense because I haven't really seen any accessories that fit on like the rear kind of slot. I guess it makes more sense to put it up here towards the front. But yeah, trigger on this is very bog standard CZ75, so there's absolutely nothing like super crazy about it. It's not like a ultra super duper match trigger by any means. It's not prohibitively heavy either on the double action pull. I wouldn't say it's especially light, but it very much reminds me of my old CZ75 that I had, so very reminiscent of that. And of course too, if you're going to carry this, I mean, you can put the hammer all the way down if you really wanted to, but the half cock is kind of where it's supposed to be. That also lightens your initial double action trigger pull by just a little bit. Not by much, but a little bit. It makes a difference, because if you practice doing your double action on the hammer all the way down, of course it is much heavier and longer versus, of course, your half cock, which has a little bit of take up here, but not too bad. And of course, for the decocker, it will revert it to half cock there. For controls wise, I actually kind of don't like the decocker all too much, just because I don't know. For me, the shape of how it is and how kind of dinky it feels, I mean, it works. There's no problem with it. I don't particularly like the shape of it or how it feels. A really good decocker that feels really good is like the USP 45 that I have. That's an excellent decocker that's on the side. Absolutely love that. The SIG style of ones, I didn't really like those too much. And of course, the P30 has its decocker on the back of the slide. Or the ones with the safeties, of course, have the safety that's very similar to the USP. But anyway, I much prefer those styles of decockers than the ones on CZ pistols myself. But I know that the other models of 75, the decocker tends to be a different shape, and it's actually a little bit larger. It sticks out a little bit more, which is, you know, and fitting with I guess the intended role or use of those pistols versus this one, which is really more like a, you know, a smaller carry piece, right? So yeah, overall, this thing is just a super duper awesome complete package. I mean, the hype that all my friends are telling me about it is absolutely true. I've enjoyed the heck out of this pistol, and I'm going to shoot it a whole heck of a lot more. You know, it's got everything going for it, right? So fits my hand. It looks really nice. I've always liked the look of this, except of course for that you know, minor dust cover thing in the front, but that's such a minor thing. You know, cool national stock number. The CZ import mark on there, the CZ USA / Colt import mark, that's super cool. Markings on here are nice and clean. Pistol just looks clean. Trigger is serviceable. It's okay. Sights could do better, honestly. And I probably will swap out these sights at some point with like a fiber optic front sight and a blacked out rear. That is, of course, my favorite sight picture to use. You know, reliability is 100%. I've had absolutely no issues, and I don't expect to have any either because of, you know, of course, all the testing that has gone into these things and the legendary reputation that these things have. Absolutely, I think it's backed up, at least by, you know, my experience. Of course, 500 rounds is not a exhaustive test by any means, but, you know, still pretty cool. And so, yeah, it's got function, looks, accuracy. I enjoy shooting it, and actually for not a bad price either. So I would say, honestly, like, yeah, believe the hype. I only know of like maybe 1 or 2 people that don't actually like these. You know, it just didn't work for them. But I'd say the vast majority of people really do enjoy these P-01s, and I'd say for good reason, honestly. And with my shooting experience, having tried out like a, you know, P10s, P-07s, P-09s, I would actually go with this over P-07 or even a 75 compact any day, honestly. But yeah, this is a very, very impressive pistol. I mean, even my P2000, I would say, is about on par with this in terms of like just quality, reliability, the confidence that it gives me personally. You know, I would absolutely feel comfortable with like, if I only had like one pistol to choose from and it had to be like a smaller kind of like all-purpose, you know, concealed carry, but also like maybe off the outer waistband carry, whatever, right? All of those things, if I really, really needed to, home defense pistol, right, whatever, this would be a very, very solid prime candidate for a do-it-all pistol. You know, it just does everything. So I really, really enjoy that. I don't know. There's really not much, honestly, negative to say about it. I've just had such a great experience with it, and I plan to have even more great experiences with it. So yeah, maybe at some point I'll do all the fancy work to it to, you know, get the Cajunized works and maybe put a red dot on it too at some point. I don't know. I kind of still also just really like just, I don't know, the clean kind of factory look of it too. It just kind of does it for me. So this thing has definitely grown on me. I was initially very skeptical, like I said, from all my friends were just like, oh, P-01, P-01, dude, gotta go to the church with the P-01, man. You know, so yeah. In this case, I think my friends were actually justified in saying this is a great pistol, because I think it is too. So yeah, I thought I'd bring that to you guys and just put another vote in there into the hat of get a P-01, man. It's great pistol. So yeah, let me know what you think about P-01s, and I hope, you know, if you've got one of these and you've had experience with it, I hope your experience was as good as mine, maybe even better. So yeah, it's just a nice looking pistol. Yeah. Cool. Well, that's all I got to say about that for now, and I'll catch you guys next time.